Welcome back. The time is now 8:44. Here's another look at our top stories this Friday morning. While the president remains confident, senators continue to work on trying to come up with an acceptable compromise on the economic recovery bill. The group is discussing cuts in the range of $100 billion. Two Plattsburgh city workers will be losing their jobs as the city tries to reduce a $1 million budget deficit. Council members voted to eliminate 2 of the 6 municipal and lighting department jobs. Gum disease is hereditary and also caused by not flossing enough. 50 out of every 100 American adults have some type of it, but half of them don't even know that they have it. The old way to treat this disease was a long and painful surgery. This week's Health Connections, we look at a new, less painful method available at a local practice in South Burlington.
You don't feel pain having it. I mean, some people probably get infections and things, but for me, I'm one of those people that hates to fix something that doesn't feel broken.
Santa Menichelli has periodontal disease. It's like having high blood pressure. There's no real cure for it, so doctors like Brian Huber try their best to control it.
The endpoint of this disease is actually loose teeth and tooth loss, which is what we're trying to prevent.
Santa had reached the point where her pockets, the space between the teeth and the gums, was so deep she risked losing some teeth. Dr. Huber performed her first deep cleaning.
It was intensive, truly intensive. It took hours to do. The healing on it was days, weeks even. When he told me that I needed to get it done on the other side, I was like, I don't really want to do that.
But the thought of losing teeth made her reconsider.
He called me up and he asked me if I wanted to try this new laser surgery.
We've been doing it now for about 8 or 9 months. It has been around for about 10 years and FDA approved for about 8 years now.
Champlain Periodontal is the first practice in the area to offer a laser-assisted new attachment procedure, otherwise known as LANAP. It's a safe, quick outpatient treatment for gum disease offered instead of the traditional surgery. Dr. Huber walks us through the procedure done by a small laser.
The laser is inserted around the gum pocket walls, and it actually evaporates all of the bacteria that cause periodontal disease. The scaler then is very easily removes the debris or the tartar around the root surface and actually flushes out the gum pocket wall.
The final step is making tiny blood clots around the pocket wall to protect the gum tissue while it regenerates.
The healing afterwards, I left here, I did shopping, I didn't have a headache, I mean, it was really, there's no bleeding, there's nothing like that.
Results will show 8 months later when Santa's gums are reevaluated. A big part of a successful surgery rests on the patient's ability to take care of their teeth, staying on a soft foods diet a short while afterwards.
We can do the best job in the world here in the office, we tell our patients, but unless they're doing their part at home, it won't work.
For more on Health Connections or to see if you're an eligible candidate for LANAP, just visit our website. It's fox44.net.
Okay, we're going to switch gears to weather now, heading straight to the Sky Tracker Weather Center. Karen, I saw you squinting a little bit during that last package. But just speaking about the weather for today and this weekend, you're saying this morning, actually, some people are seeing some flurries out there.
Yeah, no squinting here as far as the sun goes. See what I did there?
Guys, like that.
There are a couple flurries around the region, but don't get too excited if you see them because it's not going to accumulate very much. Just some very light action going on the triple Doppler radar right now. You'll see it in through New York more so, and that's really where it's staying confined, and also in through the higher elevations. If we zoom this out just a little bit, you'll see there's really not too much to speak of. It looks intimidating, but not much of that going to be making its way into our region, just some very light action. What we're going to be looking at more so today are the clouds. They're just going to not quit for us here. By 9 a.m., here we are seeing lots of clouds around the region, maybe just a few breaks here and there or some faint glimpse of the sun through the clouds, but those clouds will hang on throughout the entire day here. By 5 p.m., maybe starting to see some breaks, and that'll be with us through the overnight. We'll clear out our skies and provide us with lots of sun to start off our Saturday. So a great way to start the weekend. Temperatures, that's going to be something else to talk about for the weekend because it is going to be getting very warm, relatively speaking, compared to this morning where we're mostly in the single digits and low 10s. By this afternoon, we'll heat up into the lower 20s and some upper teens still hanging on in through the Northeast Kingdom and in through Montpelier, Lebanon area. By overnight tonight, look at this, not dropping too far. Generally speaking, upper single digits to lower teens will be the case for us here. It'll be around 13 degrees overnight in Burlington. And then by Saturday afternoon, look at this, by 2 p.m., already into the low and mid 30s. And you know what? Temperatures are not going to stop there. It's only going to get better, climbing into the upper 30s by later on Saturday evening. Excuse me. I guess you could call the Saturday night into Sunday the peak of our temperatures, Julia. So if you're heading out Saturday night, not looking too bad.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. The only thing hindering the temperatures is just the fact that we're going to have wind over the weekend, right?
Yeah, definitely Saturday, overnight into Sunday, and also that chance for a few rain and snow showers. So,
okay, still looking great. Sounds good. Thanks, Karen.
Yep.
An energy consultant says Vermont lawmakers have to make some tough decisions about the future of Vermont Yankee Nuclear Power Plant, and they need to do this soon. Fox 44's Greg Navarro has the latest.
For nuclear economist Howard Axelrod, the decision lawmakers have to make about the Vermont Yankee Nuclear Power Plant comes down to one simple question.
What are we going to do?
Axelrod gave Vermont lawmakers his assessment of what the state should do when deciding whether to extend the plant's operating license past 2012.
Bottom line is it provides electricity that is turning out to be one of the lowest cost sources we have.
If lawmakers decide not to go with Vermont Yankee, which creates about 40% of the state's energy, the plant would have to be decommissioned or safely taken apart, a very costly process. And that worries Richmond, Vermont resident Peter Earle.
I'm very concerned about the decommissioning costs for the future. Not going to affect me very much. It's going to affect the children.
But if it comes to that, the company which owns Vermont Yankee says the money will be there.
The total estimate in 2007 dollars is $915 million.
Money isn't the only issue surrounding the troubled plant. Vermont Yankee has had a series of well-publicized problems in the past year, including faulty cooling towers, and that worries many.
We should be concerned about potential accidents.
Whatever lawmakers decide, Axelrod says they need to do it now.
We only have 3 years to make a decision, and if we're going to eat up one of them thinking about it.
Axelrod also gave lawmakers another reason to back Vermont Yankee, telling them without it, consumers' energy costs could rise by as much as 20%. Greg Navarro, Fox 44 Local News.
Continuing coverage this morning on the nationwide salmonella outbreak. At a hearing yesterday on Capitol Hill, senators, including Patrick Leahy, discussed serious concerns about the nation's food safety standards. Gabrielle Meunier of South Burlington says her son ate salmonella-tainted crackers that should have never made it out of the factory. Senator Leahy invited her to the hearing where she shared her frustration with lawmakers.
He became violently ill and was in tremendous pain, a pain that no child should ever have to experience.
I'd like to see some people go to jail.
So far, the crackers are suspected of causing Meunier's son's salmonella poisoning, but it hasn't officially been confirmed yet. There's an investigation into Peanut Corporation of America, the company that's been linked to the outbreak. Ready or not, this station and 3 others in our region are going to be going digital this month, which means you've got only 12 days. This came quick. Before you see a lot of static, converter boxes are still available at stores like Radio Shack at the University Mall. Employees have seen a consistent flow of people coming in, and their best advice is to do this sooner rather than later.
That's kind of been our message, is to do it now, test it, and get on the front end of whatever you need to do.
And again, just to reiterate, the June delay does not affect our viewing area. We will be going digital on February 18th.
Good morning, guys. Here's what's coming up in sports tonight. The 7th-ranked Vermont men's hockey team hosts Providence. It's a team playing with a new sense of confidence since changing goalies after the new year. So the Catamounts' goal tonight, crush the confidence.
That's certainly one way to put a team back on its heels is our aggressive forecheck. We've worked a ton on our forecheck. Every day this week we've worked on our forecheck. So with our speed, we've got to be able to apply pressure.
Just shut them down and hit them every opportunity, and hopefully they will slowly lose their confidence by the end of the weekend.
And some big news to report in Division III college hockey. St. Michael's will forfeit their first 11 games of this season for having used an ineligible player. Only 4 of those 11 games were wins. The Knights will be allowed to finish the season. They play Middlebury tonight. Bruins playing the Senators last night. Picked this one up in the second period. Captain Zdeno and his 105-mile-per-hour slap shot does the trick. That makes it 2-0, but this one goes into a shootout. And PJ, Pajama Head Axelson, gets the only goal of the overtime, and the shootout, rather. The Bruins win 4-3 is the final. Coming up tonight, Vermont hockey, of course, hosts Providence, and #1 Plattsburgh State host SUNY Brockport. That's sports. Have a great week.